So hello everyone, my name is Rex Adrian Irabon. In this video, we will be talking about raw and percentage scores. So wala nang intro, let's go diretso. So now let's define what a raw score is. So to put it simply, raw scores are the total numbers of correct responses in a test. So for example, 8 over 10 or 36 over 50. Another example is you took a math test and got 30 out of 40 items correctly. Now, obviously, your raw score would be a score of 30. So this means that you got 75% of the total items correctly, which is the percentage score. Now, percentage scores are important in describing a student's performance based on a criterion or a principle of judging. In obtaining the percentage score, all you have to do is to take your raw score, divide it by the total number of items, and then multiply by 100. Let's go back to our example where we got a raw score of 30 over 40. Now our raw score is 30. We divide that by the total number of items, which is 40. And then we get an answer of 0.75. We take that 0.75 and multiply it by 100. In that case, we get an answer of 75, which is your percentage score. So for us to be able to understand the lesson more, here is another example. Chris got a score of 64 out of 80 in an assessment. So we take his raw score of 64 and divide it by the total number of items, which is 80. So 64 divided by 80, we get an answer of 0.8. And we take that 0.8 and multiply it by 100, and we got a percentage score of, you guessed that right, he got a score of 80%. And that was raw and percentage scores. Not so bad, right? Now, let's proceed to another type of test scores, which is the percentile rank. A percentile rank gives the percent of scores that are at or below a raw or standard score. So basically, it just indicates the percentage of scores in the distribution that fall or at below that particular score. So in native tongue, kung gisayon gani nato class, ang percentile rank magahatag na siya og percentage of scores that are at or below a given standard score. So below ra gyud iyang ihatag nga percentage. Di na siya maghatag og percentage of higher than that standard score. Below lang yun. For example, a score of 35 or a standard score of 1 falls in the 84th percentile, which means the student scored as well or better than the 84% of the students in the sample. We could also say that the student score is in the upper 16% of the norm group. If there were 200 students who took the test, a percentile rank of 84 indicates that the student scored higher than 168 students. So to ease our understanding, here's another example. A score of 20 is in the 25th percentile. This means that 25% of all scores are less than 20. If there were 100 individuals who took the test, 25 of them had a score of below 20. This would also mean that a number of 75 individuals got a score of 20 or higher. And that will be it for me, class. The other types of test scores will be discussed by my groupmates. I really hope that you learned something. This will be the end of this video. Goodbye and God bless.